Hey guys, Uncle 1000 here, and welcome to the Pizza Experience. Now, this is exactly what it sounds like. It's literally my experience with prank pizzas, and it's quite extensive. It's ridiculous how long this goes on. So this might be a pretty long video, so just prepare yourself. So anyway, it all started, I want to say a year ago, give or take, when I heard the story from Jack and my friend Cameron that lives in Texas about how they sent pizzas to one kid's house. Pretty much what happened is they sent $200 worth of pizza crust to some kid's house. And I thought that was just the most funny thing ever. I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was just great. So I was like, you know what, I want to do it too. So one night we're sitting here, it's me, Shane, and Jackson. Shane, he was in my Dino Audition store, the first one, and we're just chilling there, and this was not that long ago, probably 4 or 5 months ago, give or take. And we're sitting there, and we're like, we got Tyler's address, and Tyler is this one fat kid. I'm not even gonna describe him. He's just there. He's kind of racist, kind of weird. But we were like, you know what? We're gonna send some pizza to Tyler's house. We're so cool. And if I remember, I'll include some screenshots, because I do have some screenshots of our pizza days. But I go and I send him a pizza, and it's like just $40, nothing amazing. And then Shane also sent a pizza, and it's like $80. And we just think this is great. We think this is hilarious. But what happens is, the next day we come to school, and apparently none of the pizzas were sent. Like, I don't know what happened. And I'm like, dang, because I went up to him and I said some slick shit like, yo, Tyler, how were the pizzas last night? And he's like, what are you talking about? So I'm like, what do you mean what I'm talking about? He's like, I didn't eat any pizza last night. I was like, oh, sad days. So we sent another one, and this time we make sure that we actually verify it through email, because how we were doing it is through a fake email from fake email generator, or fake mail generator, I think is what it's called, .com, and we use a Google Voice number. And Google Voice numbers, of course, I mean, most people know what that is. You just pretty much go, type in Google Voice, use your Google account, it gives you a fake phone number. And we were using that, so that we wouldn't get caught or anything. So we're using that, and we made sure we verified the email. So next time I send one, and I think it's like $50, the pizza actually goes through. But the thing is, I ordered it like at 11:30 at night. So, the pizza gets delivered at like 12:30, and the guy never called me back. But, I go into school the next day, and I get this from Tyler. He's like, really? I'm like, what? And he's like, really, pizza? And I was like, yeah. And I started chuckling, and he's like, my dad almost killed him, and he came outside with a shotgun, and he called him a nigger, and I'm like, Tyler, that's probably not good that you almost just murder a pizza guy. But Tyler's like, nah, it's cool. He shouldn't have been sending pizzas. And I was like, okay, Tyler, just go away. But anyway, that's pretty much it for like a week, and then again we send more pizza. We send another pizza to Tyler's house. I don't know if it ever got there, but then we also send one to Jackson's house. This is like the best thing ever, because I can't remember who actually sent it. I think it was Shane who sent it, but me and him were filling out together. But Jackson went and ate. So we're sitting there, and we have a call, and I gave him his address, because it was really easy to remember, because it was just like, it was like a digit, and then, actually I'm not going to say anything, because I'm not going to get destroyed by Jackson. But anyway, it's a pretty easy address to remember, and he lives like right next to me. So I give it to Shane, and we're filling out the pizza, and we fill it out. And we're just sitting in the call, we're just playing, and, the order is already filled out. And then Jackson gets on Skype, and it's probably 5 minutes in, 5-10 minutes in, and, he goes and he leaves. He's like, oh, someone's knocking on the door. And me and Shane are like laughing our asses off. And he comes back like 5 minutes later, and he was like, did you guys send the pizzas in the house? And we're like, no, fam, we didn't send no pizzas. What are you talking about? Why would we do that? And he's like, oh no, there was a pizza guy outside, and my dad was acting like this was like, Jews hiding in the shelter. He wouldn't let me open the door or the window or nothing. I mean, he turned off all the lights and everything. And I was like, oh really? I mean, that's weird. And then he goes through the chat a little bit, and he sees his address. He's like, what's my address doing in the chat for? And I was like, ooh, how are we about to back this up? Me and Shane just like not saying anything for a little bit. And I go, oh, I sent it to Shane so we can get you something from the something store. And if you don't know what the something store is, pretty much it's just a store where you pay $10 and you get a random something. I mean, it's quote unquote at least worth $10, but it could be anything from like a keyboard or like a pen to an iPad or whatever. So Jackson's pretty salty about that, and we just tell him, yeah, it was us who sent you a pizza, and it's all chill. He kind of laughs at us, but at the same time, he's still pretty salty. But then we send more pizzas. I think I send one to my old house in Michigan. I send one to my old house in Kentucky. And then Shane sends one to, he sent one to this one kid in Justin in Michigan who bullied them or something. So my pizza's not that much. Okay, well, besides one. The one I sent to my old house in Michigan was $75 from this place called Hungry Howie's. And the thing is, it was one pizza, and the pizza's normal, but I added like 37 like crazy breads or something, so it was like really expensive. Shane sent $175 worth of pizza, and it was one disgusting pizza, like 20 calzones and like 50 blue cheeses. And I think it was actually delivered, because I think he got a voicemail telling him not to order again from there. And the one that went to my house here, I think it was just like $40 from Papa John's, nothing too big. But the highlight of this is when I go and I send a pizza to Shane's house, because Shane was getting pizza crazy. Honestly, we both were, but I was just some prankster that night. I was a funny Sam Pepper, and I go and I send a pizza. I'm like, Shane, are you hungry? He's like, what? He's like, I think you really want a pizza. He's like, no, don't do it. And I go, I open up my screen on Skype so they can see everything, and I'm just ordering a pizza, and I'm like, Shane, do you like buffalo? He's like, don't do it, no, please don't. And I'm like just filling out the order, and I go, Shane, are you sure you don't want pizza? He's like, yes, please don't do it. I'm like, alright, fine. I go, boom, and push send. And he's like, no. And me and Jackson are just laughing so hard. And Shay goes, okay, I need to go upstairs. Because it's like, I think it's the weekend, and it's probably like 11. And the thing is, he usually doesn't stay up too late, even on weekends. But, you know, this was pretty early for him to call it a day when we're playing. And he goes and gets off his computer, goes upstairs and calls us on Skype on his phone. And literally, this is like what he does for the next half an hour while he's waiting for the pizza to be delivered. That's all he does. Like, we can barely get this kid to talk, and we're just dying laughing for like 30 minutes because this kid's like literally hyperventilating over some pizza. And the best part about this is we told the pizza people, and I can't remember, I think I ordered from Domino's, and I told him, I said, ask for Zach. And Zach is his brother, so his brother's gonna wake up, and he's sleeping on the couch, like in the living room. He's gonna wake up, answer the door, and be super confused because he apparently ordered a pizza. And they call me, and because the order was like $50, and usually above $40, they call you to confirm your order. And if it's like above like 100, they usually make you pay with credit card. But they call and they're like, so you ordered this pizza? I'm like, oh yeah. And they're like, it has pretty much everything on it. I'm like, yeah. He's like, are you sure you want all that? I'm like, yeah. Love my meat. Because I literally just put sauce and straight meat on it. I don't even think I had cheese on it, but it was just every single type of meat on Domino's. And I was like, I love my meat, don't worry. And they're like, oh, okay. And they sent it to me. Well, they sent it to quote-unquote me, more like Shane's house. And Shane, like once we hear a knock on his door, he just leaves the Skype call. And the thing is he doesn't respond for like 20 minutes. And finally he goes, my parents are really mad. And that's all he says. And we think this kid's dead because he does not respond for over 24 hours. So it's probably like 12 o'clock or so, give or take, 11:30, somewhere around there, 11:30 to 12 o'clock when he leaves the Skype call. He doesn't contact us all that night, the next day, and then he does it like 5 o'clock the day after that. And we're thinking this kid's like literally dead, that his parents like end up shooting him up because they thought it was him. We finally get a response from him. We're like, hey, where you been? He's like, oh, I've just been busy. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, what happened? He's like, oh yeah, the pizza got there, and my brother's really confused, my parents were confused and mad, and they pretty much just sent it home. Like, sent the pizza guy back to the pizza place. And I was like, good you didn't get destroyed. So from then on, I just kept making jokes about it. Like, yo, Shane, if you don't stop being gay in GTA, I'm gonna send you another pizza. And he just like starts having a non-flashback in the middle of a call. It's great. After that, I don't send any more pizzas until a while later. And that's because I got some more addresses, and that's why I sent more pizzas. But the thing with Shane, he also got mad because I mentioned Cameron earlier, and I gave him Shane's address. Like, I sent it to the chat with Cameron in it. Cameron's not going to do anything. His days of sending pizzas and stuff like that are over. But Shane got really mad and wouldn't respond to me for like 24 hours. So let's just keep that in mind. But anyway, fast forward to probably about a week ago. I mean, maybe not even that long. And we are deciding we're in a pizza mood. And we go and we're like, all right, okay, who should we send one to? And I'm like, all right, let's send one to this kid named Elliot. Now, Elliot, he's a weird child. He's pretty funny, pretty chill. But he found out that I send pizzas and stuff, or I used to. And he's like, yo, send me a pizza. I'm like, what? And he's like, send me a pizza. I'm like, oh, okay. So he gave it to me on a Monday. I want to say he gave it to me on Monday, and then I sent the pizza on a Wednesday. I didn't send it on the next day because I didn't send it that night because I was busy, and the next day I didn't really feel like it. So the day after we sent it, and we go and we fill out the order, and me and Shane both send the pizza to his house. Shane's like $80, mine's like $40. Mine's pretty much normal, just a normal pizza and like a bunch of Diet Pepsis and like cookies or something. It's nothing too big, not a big deal. I think I have a screenshot, I'll include that. But Shane, he goes all out. He sends 2 pizzas. One is balsamic and buffalo. The other is ranch with no cheese and just vegetables. And then he sends like a bunch of cookies and calzones and just random stuff to his house. And after we finished the orders, I sent him a text and I said, hope you like blue cheese. And the kid, apparently he was in trouble at the moment. He reads the text and he's like, I'm done. He knows his life's over. Anyway, I get no response from it, which I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. He usually responds, within like 10 minutes. But like, who cares? He's probably sleeping or he's probably just chilling or whatever. So anyway, fast forward and I get a call from, Papa John's. I think it was Papa John's because I tried to do Bear Nose, but it was closed. I think I sent it in Papa John's, but I get a call from them and they're like, where you at? No, they're like, what's your address? And it's like some Mexican guy. I can't really understand, but he's like, what's your address? And I gave him Elliot's address again, and I was thinking like they just didn't know where it was, or he didn't have the address for whatever reason. I didn't realize he was there, and he was just like seeing what's going on. He was like, what's your address? And I was like, this. He's like, and he reached back to me. I was like, yes. He's like, I went there, and they said they didn't order pizza. Like, oh, really? I'm like, hold on. I'm like, give me 1 second, and I just hang up. That's it. And then I also get a call for Shane's because he didn't have his Google Voice number set up for his phone or whatever, or maybe his phone was dead, can't remember. But he goes, and the guy calls me, and I have to explain to him why I'm getting like an $80 ranch pizza, and it doesn't even make sense. It's cancer, and it just doesn't make sense. So he goes and like I explained it to him, and somehow he thinks I'm like actually serious. I think it was because my phone was breaking up. He just gave up and just sent it anyway. So it's all good. We send the pizza, we have a good laugh, and then we come into school the next day. Well, I go into school the next day, and I don't have class with Elliot until 4th period, which is band. I come in 4th period, and I see the look on his face, and he's just like, you sit here at the worst time. And I start bursting out laughing, and I'm like, what do you mean? Oh, what do you mean, Elliot? And he's like, you sent the pizza. I'm like, yeah, you told me to. He's like, literally last night I was getting in trouble for my grades. I was getting roasted when the pizza showed up, and my dad was so angry, and my mom was like slightly angry, but she didn't care, really. She thought it was funny, but the first pizza wasn't that bad. They were like, oh, whatever, prank pizza. And then after the second one, he was like, my dad would start to look at me and thinking that I did it because it had my name on both the pizzas. Because, by the way, we put Elliot's name on both the pizzas, his first and last name. So Elliot's like telling me about this, and he's like, yeah, I had to fake cry to get out of it because I was about to get destroyed because they knew I knew who it was. And anyway, let's go back a little bit. It's probably I'd like to say maybe like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Actually, let me check real quick. Ooh, I just realized a lot earlier. Apparently, I sent the pizza at like 9 o'clock. Oof, I guess I sent really early. Never mind. So if I said like 11 before, it was like 9. But I got a text from her at his mom, which I assumed it was his mom because it didn't make sense. From at 9:51, got a text from her, and she's like, "Thanks for the free pizza." I said, "LeMayo, did they give it to you?" And she didn't respond. And he told me that it was his mom, and because I wasn't sure before, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And she texted me that day, and she's like, "It's like 6 p.m." And she's like, I don't remember who this is. And I go into some whole tangent. And I go, Shane, remember that one kid that doxed you and gave the whole chat your address? I'm the one that lives in Michigan, by the way. Also, it was Cameron that sent the pizza. I told him not to, but he wouldn't listen. And then Elliot goes a few days later, and he goes, "Boy, my mom knows it was you, LMAO. She legit thought it was funny, but my stepdad was angry. LOL." I said, "LMAO." He said, "You daddy, boy." Anyway, if I remember, I'll put screenshots of it, but it was crazy. Elliot got destroyed, and the items got destroyed, honestly, and I just blamed it all on Shane. So, it's all good, but then, what is it? It's 2 days ago, I think. Like, 2 days ago, I went and I got a new address, and I'm not going to say who this is. I'm not trying to get absolutely destroyed, but I had this address, and I sent it to Shane. I'm like, yo, someone's a little hungry for some pizzas. And Shane's like, you know what, I think you're right. And I was like, no, I thought you would agree. So I sent him the address. It's all good. And, we start filling out our pizza delivery thing or whatever, our pizza orders. And the thing is, we just got new Google Voice numbers, because literally we ordered from like every place with those numbers before, so we kind of can't use it anymore. So we got new numbers and everything, and we're just filling it out. And Shane is filling out his first. And I filled out my first, and mine was like $45. It wasn't that much. It was pretty much a normal order. It was like one pizza, nothing weird on it. Then like 2 sodas, a cookie, and some breadsticks. Nothing weird. Like, if someone saw this order at Papa John's, they wouldn't be like, interesting. That breadsticks? No, this is a prank order. But then Shane from Pizza, literally, he makes a $110 order, and it's like, one pizza is just balsamic and buffalo, and like, I think like black olives, and then the second pizza is just ranch, and ranch and just veggies, like every single veggie. And I'm like, Shane, no one's gonna believe this. There's no way. And he's like, oh, don't worry, I got this. And it goes and adds more stuff. He adds like cookies, breadsticks, like sodas. I mean, it ends up being 110. I'm like, there's no way anyone's gonna fall for this. And he's like, don't worry, got this. And I'm like, okay, Shane. Anyway, he gets his call first, because if it's a weird call or if it's a lot of money, they call you to confirm it. Anyway, he gets a call, and I'm sitting there, I'm already laughing before the call even starts. And Shane puts on speaker, and he goes, yeah, I know it sounds like I know it looks like a fake order, but trust me, it's not. We're having a party of 6, and we just love veggies. And the guy's like, oh yeah, okay, that's cool, but the only way I'm gonna deliver this is if you pay with credit card. And Shane's like, what? He's like, yeah, I'll only deliver this if you pay with credit card, because it's such a high order. And Shane's like, alright, don't worry, got you. He goes, hangs up, and I'm like, LMAO, get destroyed. I told you it wouldn't work. And he's like, shit. But anyway, I go, and I didn't get a call, because if you have a normal order, it's not too much, they're not gonna call you. Anyway, I get a call, and let me go check what time it was. Yeah, I checked. The call came in at about 11:40, and I'll have screenshots of these, because this is where it gets weird. So I get a call, and she's like, who are you? And I'm like, Jacob. She's like, no, you're not Jacob. And I'm like, hang up. I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. She's obviously salty, and I don't blame her. It's like 11:30, 11:40, and she's delivering a prank pizza. Anyway, well, she tried to deliver a prank pizza, but anyway, I just hang up, and then all of a sudden I'm getting like Google alerts on my phone, because if you get a message from Google Voice, then it comes to your Gmail. But that's going off like rapidly, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? And I go and I check, and it's voicemails from this lady, and I'm like, oh, she's probably saying how much I'm a nigger and I need to kill myself. But then the Google translates them for you, and I start reading them, and I'm like, boy, what is this? And I put the screenshots on the screen, but let me kind of read some of one of them for you. To you. Here we go. Sweetheart, we got dinner ready for you, and you're not here. We're just all sitting around the table waiting for you to come over and have dinner with Aunt Susie and Uncle Ted. Yeah, you are, sweetie, and we just can't wait. We just can't eat until you're here with us. So, sweetheart, you give me a call back, okay? So answer your phone and you called me back. This is Aunt Susie and your uncle, and he's there. Oh, he's snoozing away. Oh, you know how that tongue Calara is that television. God, I have no clue what that even means. Just put him to sleep every time he sits down after milking the cow all night. Yeah, will you call us because we're waiting to have dinner with you, okay? Sorry that I completely butchered it, but the thing is, it translated from the audio into a text. So yeah, it's a little interesting. I think what I'll do is I think I'll put the text up there, and you can probably get the general gist. But I think I'll also put the voicemails into a video, and then I'll upload them with this video. You can, if you want, you can go and check them out and listen to them, because it's ridiculous. But anyway, so she starts spamming these to me, and the last one she sent before I blocked her was just 3 minutes of her breathing. It's just like for 3 minutes, and she starts off the voicemail like, this can be a long message, as long as it can be, okay? And literally, I guess it's 3 minutes, because she just for 3 minutes is breathing. I hear like a TV in the background or something, and just breathing. It's stupid. And I'm like, okay, this lady is literally insane. So I block her. I give the number to Shane, and he goes and calls her, and she answers. And he has it on speaker, and she's like, hello? And he's like, oh, sorry, wrong number. And he hangs up and starts laughing. And she calls him back, and she's like, are you sure it's the wrong number? And Shane's like, yes. And he hangs up again, because this lady's being retarded. And I don't know what was her problem. I mean, she tried so hard to troll me that it's not even funny. Like, and she started sneak dissing in one of them too. I don't know if I still have it or which one it is, but she literally was sneak dissing. She was like, oh, don't worry, we'll come by tomorrow, and we'll bring dinner with us. I bet you like some pizza, wouldn't you? I know you love pizza. And I'm like, okay, top keg. Love that, you know, love that roast. Best roast 2016. But yeah, that's the last time I sent pizza for now. I don't think I'm gonna send any more, because it's kind of a stroke, and you know, it's fun sometimes, but then sometimes it's just more a hassle than anything. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this extra long story. If you did, a like and subscribe would be appreciated. And if you haven't already, I will check out some of my other stories and some of the other commentaries I've done, and check out my gaming channel. Some of those will be linked in the description below. I think that's it, and goodbye.